I recently worked with a med spa owner who hadn't changed her prices in over 3 years. Now, with just a few tweaks to her pricing strategy, bundling her top services and introducing a premium concierge tier, her monthly revenue grew by 38% in just 60 days. And this isn't a one-time fluke. A photographer client of ours added upsells and a minimum commitment contract, and she increased her client's spend per transaction by over 50%. Now, if you're not adjusting your pricing intentionally and regularly, you are seriously leaving money on the table. So in this video, I'm going to show you 10 different pricing strategies. And I'm sure if you apply even one of these, you can boost your revenue very quickly. Number one is value-based pricing. You need to stop pricing based on your competitors and start pricing based on the results you are delivering. This was one of my biggest mistakes when I started as a new business owner. How did I price myself? Well, I Googled my competitor. I saw she was 50. I thought, ooh, if I'm 30, everybody will come to me. That is not what you want to do. So remember, don't look at your competitor, right? Start focusing on the value you're providing. An example here would be a bookkeeper who saves clients 10 hours a month and helps them find hidden tax write-offs, right? They aren't just charging for spreadsheets, she's charging for peace of mind and also reclaimed time. So that is worth more, and her pricing should reflect it. So if you're unsure what the value of your product actually is, you need to be obsessing over the product and making it better. I could raise well-oiled operations price right now by double and not change the program and feel confident. That is how good I think my program is and how much it is worth. And if you believe your product is worth this and you're only selling it for this, guess what? It makes it really, really easy to sell. So I will tell you, my conversion rates are through the roof because not only do I believe it, but my team believes it. So it is so easy to sell someone because we're truly serving. Now, if you don't believe your product is worth double, you need to start obsessing over it and make it better. Before we ever teach somebody marketing and sales, we question, how good is your product? What does the product look like? We call it product mastery, actually getting in there and making the product so good, people absolutely can't say no to it. So don't just think I need to sell more. Go fix that product and make it so good that when you're selling, it's just so simple to sell it to someone. Number two would be tiered pricing or packages. So offer options like basic, pro, premium, right? So maybe an example here would be a landscaping business. They might offer your basic mowing packages, right? But then maybe there's a tier where they're coming to mow and they're spraying the lawn. And then maybe their high level package is they're going to do a fall cleanup, a spring cleanup. They're going to take care of absolutely everything and make sure your lawn is perfect. This is going to encourage upsells while still appealing to budget-conscious buyers. Let me tell you, I have so many random plants that have died because they just haven't made it through the winter here in Wisconsin. I have these 3 beautiful trees and I've been here 10 years and all of a sudden the one tree just died. My landscaper is here every other week. Never, ever have they said, did you want me to dig that up and replant it? Because I would say, please do. I don't have time to do it, and I don't even have the time to tell them I want it. But if they offered, hey, there's a premium package, I would say, sign me up. Number 3, bundling or productizing your offers. So create packages that actually group your services together at a value. So a bridal boutique could bundle the dress fitting, alterations, veil, preservation kit, right? Make this into an irresistible offer. And not only that, you're making it really convenient and you're gonna boost your sales. It's also gonna help simplify decision-making for the customer. So I just purchased, my daughter is 12 years old and she got Invisalign. We're on the braces hunt. So we got quotes for braces, for the clear braces, and then for Invisalign. My hesitation on Invisalign was not the price. It was, what if she loses it, right? So the dentist said, well, we have this higher level tier where she gets unlimited replacements for the next 5 years. And I was like, sign me up, right? So just by having a little bit more peace of mind, I paid extra. Now, she is very responsible. She's the firstborn. She may never lose it, right? She probably won't. She's been very good so far. And I just paid extra for nothing. But It's insurance, right? I don't know what's going to happen, and I will gladly pay a little bit more to know if she does lose it. Not a big deal. One of our clients, Lauren, did this as well. So she had over 150 different stationery products on her website, these one-off, like beautiful cards and just different things. And she decided to put a bunch together and call it her best-selling bundle. And when she did it, not only did she change the average cart order, but she 7x'd her monthly gross revenues. Maybe somebody was coming for just a card or just a thank you note or something like that. And now they're like, yeah, that whole thing looks so much better. And they were spending so much more. Number 4 is subscription or recurring revenue. So turn one-time sales into ongoing income. So an example could be a photographer offers a quarterly branding photo subscription for local businesses. In fact, we work with somebody just like that who every single quarter comes out and we do a big full photo shoot together. And when we're doing something like this, and the reason I love this is back in the day when I would do photo shoots, you know what would happen? I would all of a sudden go, oh my goodness, my photos look really dated. I need new ones. But then because I'm a busy business owner, I would keep delaying reaching out. And then finally I would get photos way after the fact that I needed them. Now I just set it and forget it. They're reaching out to me to say, it's that time of year again. We need to schedule your photo shoot. What's nice is it's convenient for me, but for them, they are knowing that they're getting consistent revenue from me, which is going to make it a whole lot easier to plan on their back end with how many employees they need, etc. I think when we think price right or price high or whatever it is, or we just talk about pricing in general, some business owners are nervous that they're going to be perceived as salesy or that they're nickel and diming people. But there are ways and strategies where you can just make it a win-win for everybody involved. I don't look at my photographer and think they're nickel and diming me. I think they're saving me a lot of time and energy and just things I don't have to think about, right? I want that off of my plate onto theirs, and I will happily pay for it. Number 5 is price anchoring. So lead with a high ticket offer to make your mid-tier offer look more affordable. Now, an example would be a med spa might introduce the luxury annual membership for $10,000, right? And there's huge perks like concierge scheduling and monthly treatments. And suddenly when they drop their $300 per month membership, you're like, that looks like a deal. This strategy works. I actually just got an email the other day for something that was $1,500, okay? But on top of that email, it was like, work with this person for $35,000 for 1 hour. Now, most normal people are thinking, whoa, she charges $35,000 an hour. I'm thinking, what a good price anchoring tactic, right? Because all of a sudden when you see $35,000, you're like, 1,500 is like a good deal, right? This also happened in my DMs. I reached out to somebody and I said, hey, what does it look like to work with you? Have you consult me? And they responded back with, well, you can get together for a half day for $50,000. And my brain went, $50,000 for a half day? That's insane, right? And then all of a sudden, what do? Or we have this other offer where your social media manager can jump in for only $3,000. And you're like, yep, swipe my credit card, right? So what can you do to price anchor? Now, do not lie. Like, I don't believe that person is charging $35,000 for an hour, okay? You've got to be really careful that you are not making false claims, right? You do not want the FTC coming and checking on you and saying, where has somebody paid you $35,000 for an hour before, right? You make sure that whatever you are price anchoring with it is true. You better have that offer and have already sold that offer when you are price anchoring. Number 6, scarcity and urgency deadlines. This 1000% works, but again, all of this has to be true. You can't have these fake lies, gimmicks, all of that saying 3 spots left, only 2 spots left, and then you can take 20, okay? That is actually not legal and you will get in trouble. You will get massive fines. The government does not play around. So make sure whatever you say when it comes to scarcity and urgency is 1000% true and you can show behind the scenes how you're backing it up. For instance, a teacher just sent out a letter saying, hey, everybody, we're going to Board and Brush for the 7th grade, outing on Thursday. They only have 14 seats available. There are actually 25 people receiving this email. It is first come, first serve. What do you think I did? I dropped everything I was doing to make sure my daughter was one of those 14 or I was going to hear about it, right? Now, If they all of a sudden squeeze in a 15th or 16th, you cannot do that, okay? Now, can you do it and maybe not get caught? Maybe, but I'm not playing my business that way. I'm making sure when I say something, it is legit because I want to make sure that I'm not putting myself at risk. So what is urgency or scarcity for you? Now, you might be thinking, but I'm not that big. I pretty much could bring on whatever I need to. And I'm telling you that that is just not true. There is capacity for every single person listening. So maybe your scarcity just doesn't sound that scarce. Maybe you've got 100 spots open this month. Okay, but how many people could you register today? Do you see the difference? You might really only be able to bring on 6 new clients today. So say that, right? If you truly couldn't bring on a 7th person, you can say it. Now, when the 7th person messages, you have to let them know you are sold out and when the next time is that they could actually register. So when you do limits of number of people, you can also do like flash sale pricing to say, hey, for the next 48 hours, it is this price only. Okay. Again, when that time is up, that pricing better go back up. But this is a really, really great way to do this. You may even say, hey, today only, you can get the payment plan option of this offer, but after tomorrow, it's only the pay in full price. Now, as long as you're doing it, this is a great tactic that could work really well in your business. Sometimes just kind of forcing people to make a quick action is going to help both people involved, right? We usually don't do anything longer than 48 hours because if I say for the next 7 days, you know what your brain says? Perfect, I have time. When I say in the next 48 hours, I think, great, I have today and tomorrow. I better just get it done. So shorten the window of creating that urgency for your person and they will move faster. Number 7 is raise prices strategically. So I'm a big believer in product mastery, making the product better than before. Somebody just said to me, how do I get people to stay? How do I get people to keep coming back to me? And I said, well, why would they stay? Like, what is the perk of staying? What do I get for staying? And if I just get what I've been given, the same thing a year ago too, I might not need it. So I'm always asking myself, what is coming? In fact, this week on my project management software, this week it says, what is coming to Woo? We call it Well-Oiled Operations Woo. What is coming to Woo in the next 6 months? Literally, I am sitting down to ask myself, what is coming so that people say, wow, this is amazing. I don't want to go anywhere. Now, the point of this is when you're constantly making the product better, you can start to raise your prices to justify it. So if you want a price increase, and we all need price increases at some point, right? We want to pay our team more money. Their annual raise is coming up and you want to make sure that you can give them that raise, right? I had somebody just say to me, I keep giving my team raises, but we're not changing the pricing and our profit is starting to shrink because their revenue is staying the same. Like, that's just bad math. It doesn't work that way. If you need to keep giving raises, and of course you do for great people to stay, you've got to keep raising those prices. So when I say raise them strategically, one of the things I do in my studio is I have dance, I have music, I have acting, I have a bunch of different things that we offer. So what we do instead of just every year raising our rates is I go, okay, year 1, it's time for recreational dances. So maybe I'm making these numbers up. Maybe I have like 800 kids that take recreational dance, meaning like they come once a week. Okay, that's what I'm going to raise this year. Next year, the opposite kids who are competitive, now there's 100 of them, but they might spend $300, $500 a month. I may raise their rates, okay? And then think the year before, those rec kids, they're not feeling it this year. So they're like, okay, cool, no price raise, right? Now, year 3, I might decide, okay, this is when the music program is gonna go up a few dollars per lesson. Then I'm gonna do the acting classes. So what's amazing is some of these kids don't feel raises for 3, 4 years, etc. But guess what? My business feels it every single year. That strategy has worked really well. And it's something where we've publicly shared to a lot of people so they understand we don't raise prices every year, right? We raise some in some areas, but it's in a rotation. And that is really helpful because even if somebody is in all of them, let's just say they're in all of them, it would be rare, but let's say they are, they're still happy that they're only getting 1 program increased every year, not all 4, okay? I also had a daycare client who just flat out told everybody, these are our prices. We raise them annually, about 3% every September. Please expect it. And she flat out said, inflation. We give our employees raises, right? Like the reasons you love coming here is because we have such amazing people, but they are not going to stay if we do not give appropriate raises. And people just, they understood, they knew it. They didn't have to be afraid of when she was raising it or what it looks like. They knew ahead of time. So many people are afraid to raise their price. They're actually saying, Stacy, my math doesn't work. I'm charging this much and I have to charge this much because that's what's happening in my area. But my team wants raises, right? And it's like, listen, somebody has to be the first. Somebody has to just go and raise the prices. So if your whole area is charging $89, it's okay if you want to charge $109, but you better justify why it's so good. And when you strategically justify, you raise it and you say, but we've added XYZ, people are like, oh, well, that makes sense. They're doing more than the place down the street. So be strategic, but definitely figure out when am I raising prices and then get that cycle ready to go so you know when you're doing it in the future. Number 8, performance-based pricing. This is an interesting one. You can tie pricing to client results, but only when you're confident you can deliver. So an example could be a marketing agency, right? For interior designers could charge a base fee plus commission on book clients, right? High trust, high reward. You feel like you have a partnership going on. I definitely use this strategy with some of our contractors. Sometimes I get nervous with agencies. Not all agencies are created equal. Some are great, some are not so great. So when I hire an agency, I love to give some performance-based pay to say, listen, if you hit this, it's worth even more, right? So instead of them checking the boxes, they're going after results. So definitely ask yourself, what could I do to guarantee a performance, right? Guarantee a result, but I'm going to raise my prices when I do that. Sometimes just adding a guarantee in there could do it as well. Number 9, there's so many options: upsells, cross sells, and downsells. So increase your transaction size. So a dog groomer, right, could offer the puppy pamper package add-on with every bath, right? Teeth cleaning, nail buffing, whatever it is, right? A very easy upsell at checkout. I think that's one of the biggest things I see as a missed opportunity when I frequent other businesses. I am asking my groomer, hey, I think it's time to get on the schedule. Like Tucker needs a bath, right? But they're not really pitching me. And when I ask for something, they just give me exactly what I ask for. I would love to see them say, hey, did you know we do this? Hey, did you know we do the teeth cleaning? Hey, did you know we do, like, add on, tell me what I don't know. You're the expert. Think about it. I don't know how your business runs. I don't know what I should be buying from you. But when you tell me what you offer and what you suggest for me, I am that much more likely to buy. And I'll tell you, that influenced the way that I was running things in the studio. I just assumed that you would pick what you wanted, right? And now I realize that a lot of these parents who are new to this activity, they don't know how often their kids should be coming, or if they want to be dancing on the high school dance team, what they should be doing at age 5 or 9, etc. So we've started to educate and say, okay, well, if she wants to be on this track, she should definitely do X, Y, Z. If she's on this track, she's going to need to step it up. If you want to be in the high school dance team, you better be taking this class and that class and all of this, right? If you want to go to Broadway, there's a different track, right? And as we started to educate, we weren't overselling. We were saying, if she just wants to dance for fun for a few years and then maybe she'll play a different sport, here's what we suggest. And people loved it. So not only did we start to get other people to say, oh, yeah, I want the third track. I didn't even know you could take dance twice a week. I just thought you picked one, right? All of a sudden, people were spending more that wanted to be spending more. But then the person who was just on track 1 was like, perfect. This is exactly where I want to be. Thank you for that information. So definitely share and educate, and don't feel like upselling and downselling and cross-selling is this like salesy tactic. It is truly finding out what are the needs of your customers and are you best serving them. Number 10, having a minimum commitment contract. This is especially great if you have a subscription service and some people come in for 1 month and then they get out of there. You might say, we have a 3-month minimum, a 12-month minimum, right? This is going to encourage longer engagements for stability. Somebody once said, I can't get my clients to stay longer than 9 months. And the person on stage said, what is your season? They said, it's 9 months. They're like, you know how you get them to stay for 10 months? You create a 10-month season, right? So my studio goes from September through June. Why? Because it's 10 months. A lot of studios end at the end of May. They only get 9 months, right? So how do you encourage longer engagement so that you can have a business that's not seasonal? Because we all know how hard it is to run a seasonal business where money tanks certain months or times of the year. So maybe you're a software company and you shift from month to month, cancel anytime, no commitment, no contract, to a 6-month minimum. Clients are now more committed, results are improving, and you can offer a bonus like one free session or a resource bundle to make that transition easier. Maybe instead of going right from one-off to a required minimum, you just offer a 6-month package and you give a really juicy bonus to see who takes you up on it. From there, you're going to see the difference when somebody comes to you for 6 months versus 1 month. You can start to share those results. I will tell you, if I had statistics showing you right now who stayed for a year in well-oiled versus 6 months and who got better results, it's going to be very easy to show you when people commit and continue to rinse and repeat and do the work. Look at the difference in their testimonials, their case studies. You're going to get that data and then you can share it back with your current clients. Now, every business, yes, even yours, has pricing potential that's probably untapped. There are 10 strategies here, okay? And one of these strategies will work for you. This isn't about working harder or selling more. It's about changing one strategy that could completely change the revenue and the profit your business brings in.